A participação de Flávio Bolsonaro na conferência do CPAC nos Estados Unidos foi surpreendente. Este evento reúne líderes conservadores em Dallas, no Texas, e o filho de Jair Bolsonaro, nosso forte candidato para as eleições deste ano, se mostrou extremamente preparado para essa missão. Dá gosto de assistir e poder sentir a nossa esperança voltando e o Brasil se aproximando finalmente de sua soberania mais uma vez. Antes de vermos o discurso de Flávio Bolsonaro, inscreva-se em nosso canal, ative o sininho e deixe aqui o seu like se você enxerga sob as lentes da direita. Esse canal é para você. Acompanhe o vídeo.
How are you all? Do you know why I'm doing this video? Because I'm showing to my father, and I'm going to prove to everybody in Brazil that you cannot shut down a movement by jailing unfairly the leader of this movement, Jair Messias Bolsonaro. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, to prove what I'm talking here, please, a very warm welcome to the next president of Brazil, Senator and my brother, Flávio Bolsonaro. Hello, everybody. Great honor to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, I know many of you are looking at me right now and thinking you recognize me from somewhere. You are probably thinking of my father, former president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro. Here he is with Donald Trump at the White House in 2019. They called him the Trump of the tropics because he was loved by the people and cared their values without mincing words. Here, he's speaking from this very stage at CPAC 2023, when many of you gave him a standing ovation. And here, he's last week in the hospital where he spent his 71st birthday under arrest, sentenced to 27 years in prison, imprisoned for corruption. Like all Latin American leaders? No. Imprisoned and convicted for 27 years, the rest of his life, by lawfare, almost identical to what Donald Trump suffered here in America. The formal charge is similar to what President Donald Trump faced, insurrection. Sound familiar? But the real reason is the same. The greatest political leader in my country sits is in prison for defending our conservative values without fear and opposing the system with everything he had. Thank you. My father fought against COVID tyranny. He fought against drug cartels. He fought against global elite interests, against the radical environmental agenda, against the woke agenda that destroy families, that above all, he fought for freedom. My father was also Donald Trump's ally and the last world leader to recognize Joe Autopen Biden as president. They tried to assassinate him, just like they tried to do with Donald Trump. They could not do it. And now, he's in prison, just like Donald Trump would be if you had not fought successfully to save him. We, Brazilians, are still fighting, because when they imprisoned my father, they brought this man back to power. The same people who imprisoned my father took this man, socialist ex-president Lula da Silva, convicted multiple times for corruption, out of prison and put him back in the presidency. All of this under a flood of USAID money and massive interference from the Biden administration. The result? Brazil is living another devastating economic crisis, a public security crisis with huge expansion of narco-terrorist cartels and multiple corruption scandals involving even Lula's own family members. But maybe you are thinking, why should we care? This is Brazil's problem. Let me explain exactly why this matters to America and to the world. First, we don't think you fully understand the scale of what we are talking about. Brazil is larger in territory than the continental United States. We have 220 million people in a nation that is 90% Christian. We represent more than half of all South America in territory, population, and GDP. With all respect to our neighbors, just one Brazilian state has a larger economy than the second largest economy in the region. We control the world's largest freshwater reserves, vast agricultural lands that feed the world, and energy resources that could power continents. Even our neighbors know that our region cannot prosper if Brazil fails. Any Latin American policy that does not take Brazil into account is doomed to failure. But here's what should really get your attention. Brazil is going to be the battleground where the future of the hemisphere will be fought, because Brazil is America's solution to break independence on China for critical minerals, especially rare earth elements. Right now, America still depends on China for about 70% of rare earth imports, and China controls 70% of global mining and over 90% of refining and processing. Why does it matter? These rare earths are essential for computer processors and EA revolution that's transforming our world and the American defense equipment. Without these components, American technological innovation becomes impossible, and the production of the advanced military system that maintain American superiority falls into the hands of adversaries. Without them, America's technological revolution stalls and national security becomes vulnerable. And when America becomes vulnerable, the entire free world becomes vulnerable.
Incrível, pessoal. A postura de Flávio Bolsonaro é notável, extremamente estudado, centrado e direto, como tem que ser. Aqui ele não mede palavras para falar sobre o nosso atual governo tomado por corrupção. Ele deixa tudo bem claro e faz um apelo para que o mundo entenda que uma decisão definirá não apenas o curso de uma nação, mas das relações internacionais. Perfeito. Parece que nosso ex-presidente Jair Bolsonaro passou o bastão e seguimos, com fé de que dias vitoriosos nos aguardam. O que está acontecendo no Brasil é intragável e injustificável. Precisamos dar um basta nesse circo. E então, pensador, qual é a sua opinião? Comente abaixo e até o próximo vídeo.